kids share rooms to sleep with their uncles, their grandfathers. Things happen. And diorang macam, oh biasalah kalau begitu. Kalau diorang punya orang tu memang biasa jadi begini di sana. So they got familiar with sexual connections, sexual experiences in a very unnatural way, and it was normalized. What's up? Nama saya Igan. Itu Chris.
Oh shit, sorry.
Ate tiada, Ahmad tiada.
Saya macam Ahmad tapi saya bukan Ahmad.
So in the next month punya episodes, we hope that we are going to get Ahmad and Ate back because they're still busy with their baby. So it's a bittersweet feeling without them here in the studio. It's still new, I guess. We're still celebrating this new studio. Episode 2 of 2025.
Wow, I'm in the first and second one. Aduh.
I guess we're gonna see a lot more of you this year.
I don't know if that's a good or bad thing, but yeah.
Nanti kita tambah satu muka lagi.
Oh no, kada tampal pakai apa? Double sided tape.
Kasih taruh selotip.
Yes.
Tibil pun.
Terus lakat. Yeah.
Okay.
So, topik untuk hari ini adalah
Scammer.
Scammer apa? Digital?
Penipu lah, I guess.
Huh? What?
Digital penipu. It's not just digital.
No, I mean like we talking about digital. We talking about this.
Oh yalah.
Let's talk about the beginning of scammers. Surat menyurat, bos.
Oh yeah.
Chain letter.
How did you feel when you got your first chain letter?
I was like, budak kan in Labuan lah gitu. So like, oh, we have to reply this. Then after a while, like,
banyak pula ni kan?
no, like that doesn't make sense. But it kind of worked for a moment, right? Where two people were exchanging the letters. So I think that was just honest fun lah. I think the scammers came really came when emails started.
Oh yeah.
That's when you got some foreign country. I want the 4D, but I need your IC.
Nigerian prince.
Yes, I don't have the Nigerian accent.
Yeah,
I can't.
that's not good.
So, yeah. So I think from there, yang orang tidak sedar or whatever what that was. So it was emails, SMSs.
Oh yeah.
And then the kau menang ini hadiah, claim di blah 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 blah. And then when people started doing online shopping, oh your package sangkut di sini, blah 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 blah. I got a call from a landline. Kau sambut kan? It's an automated voice note lah kan? Ini panggilan dari mahkamah blah blah blah. It sounded so legit. Nasib kenal kawan lawyer kan, message, this happen ke? Like no, that will not happen, is it? That's a scam. Jangan layan. I'm like, damn, so convincing.
So all of that saya kena.
What the hell?
Like I guess it kena me.
Kau kena kau layan?
Lambat. So saya tidak layan lah. Like I know. Dulu saya rajin mau layan. And so kasih kena orang. All these phone scammer and pergi marah-marah. Now I'm like, dengar saya terus tutup ni. There was one di Facebook. I know dia pergi curi identity one of my distant cousins in Kerala, India. So dia punya surname is a familiar surname yang saya selalu nampak within the family punya group chat. And I'm like, your name is so and so. Oh yeah, your parents are this? Oh yeah, how you know? Terus yang macam jejak kasih ni.
Yeah.
So are we cousins? I believe so. Terus tiba-tiba dia, can I interest you in this? Terus yang that went like to another thing so quick. Terus yang okay, not interested, block. So macam if diorang like very licik, they can use that to manipulate kau bukan macam saya lah. I realized that quickly. Kalau macam saya punya parents, grandparents kah,
Yeah.
we punya senang tu.
I think the whole MLM thing were doing that before. Come, jumpa my friends for dinner.
Okay.
Kau masuk dinner, fucking mini convention sial. Adakah anda mau buat duit?
Yang hi Egan, lama tak jumpa je.
Yeah.
Yang
Oh
ini
my
classmate yang
Lord,
dulu
yes.
yang dulu dia cantik kan.
Yes.
Ya, saya ingat dulu kau pernah suka siakan time school.
Oh my god.
Terus
Really?
yang nah lah.
Oh
Yeah, these are those conversations.
yeah.
Sekali jumpa yang ada satu bisnes macam tunjuk kayu.
Oh.
Fuck.
I think that's where I started not answering all the phone calls. Kalau tidak kenal saya malas melayan. I'm not gonna answer the phone.
Okay, why I brought this up?
Yes.
I was driving.
Sembulan.
Sembulan area, dekat Wisma Muis. If you KK Fox, you know lah. So near traffic light, near Jejantas, near the train station. So it's a
Oh, nggak dekat masjid tu lah.
ngam sana.
Okay.
So it's like everyone goes around there.
Yeah.
So there's this one guy, lelaki male. Dia pegang a few bags.
Yes sir.
Dia tak apa isi. Terus the traffic light turn green. So dia macam tunggu tu kereta dekat, and he threw himself on the road. Dia pergi buang dia punya bag atas ini blue Proton sedan thing. Saya pun tak tahu lah. It was very vague juga. I just remember it was blue. So dia buang tu bag. Saya rasa mungkin dalam itu plastik ada other plastics or boxes begitulah. Bukan je berat punya barang. So dia buang atas tu kereta berhenti. Terus he threw himself on the floor, like on the road. Tu macam dia kena langgar lah kan. Then dekat berhenti, reverse kit, pusing ni. Terus semua orang pusing dia. Terus macam bodoh ni sedangkan macam tidak orang layan dia punya tipu lah.
Yeah. Oh,
Terus-
most probably. Okay, sorry.
And then I waited for my turn to limpas jadi kan. So mau dekat sudah kan saya buka sampai tingkap. Terus saya teriak, "Woi, jangan lari, polis!" Sudah kan. And I saw his face, ma. When you saw his face kan, at first kau nampak apa dia buat.
Yeah.
And it was like, shit, kau penipu, kau jahat, kau go to hell. Then dia limpas dekat kau, dia dekat sudah. And I said those things and I saw him and I saw his face kan. Terus yang kasihan sial. And it reminded me because dia beruban sudah, he's tan, memang kena matahari punya. And yalah,
Bukan saya.
not bukan orang kaya lah.
Bukan.
Memang katanya memang orang teruk kasihan punya lah. And it reminded me of my dad.
Oh,
It
dude.
reminded me of my uncle. Terus saya tengok kan yang, manusia apa ni? Like how did you get into such,
Situation.
until you have to do that to cari makan mah.
Yeah.
I know it's wrong lah, tapi these people macam tiada opportunity lain sudah. So they have to lie and cheat. So I don't know, the human side of me kicked in cepat ni. Opinion?
Kau punya kereta masih manual window.
No. When I did that, it was automatic. Bodoh. It was. But being a Viva, kalau saya tekankan, kalau saya mau kasih naik balikan, dia masih turun. Kalau mau naik, dia naik, dia turun balik. Dia naik balik, dia turun balik. It won't stay like stop. Babi, Pro 2.
But then you've had the car for so long though.
I had the car since
have the car.
Grammar fail. Itu kereta dari 2007.
Ui, nah, kau masih lagi ada tu kereta.
Yeah.
Yeah, you still have it. I sold mine a few years ago. 4 years sudah sejauh saya.
Yeah, there's a lot of things I need to be grateful.
I'm happy your car still runs. I had to sell my car because it was dying naik bukit. Yang mati sini, mati sana.
Wait. My car overheats
Oh.
like Ducati whenever. So kalau naik bukit, I think tunggu time lah tu.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Alright.
I mean, there's another thing yang I'm grateful is dari Penampang pergi office tidak banyak bukit.
hopefully 2025 there's something else to be grateful for. Anyway, I think that guy, the way that you're telling me the other cars just avoided him kan, macam mungkin for them it's not the first time they've seen him.
Yeah.
Macam dia pernah buat. So I think he saw something on TikTok like, oh, boleh dapat duit, boleh saman.
At least have dinner.
Like, kau pernah nampak kan this thing on TikTok where I think in the States lah it happens a lot. I think a lot of it is in the States. Maybe Brazil or whatever, but I think States is the one where all people can saman. So they literally throw themselves on the car. Like the car is slow, but they lompat, pop, you hit me, blah blah blah. Oh, he saw this, whatever. Or maybe he tried to emulate
Hello,
that.
camera. Terus
Yeah,
settle.
Yeah. So maybe he saw that and like, hey, boleh ni.
Dia tengok dari jauh kan, oh tiada kamera.
Tapi cara dia maybe terlampau awal lah dia lompat.
Premature.
Yeah. Premature ejaculation.
Yes. He ejected.
He literally ejected early.
He ejected himself. Oh God.
Itu yang sudah habis sudah kan orang limpas ya.
Tapi itulah yang
To be in that state kan.
yeah.
So I don't know whether it's we can't tell kan whether it's a mental state of mind or is it a desperation situation. But then it does become dangerous lah kan. Kalau orang tidak tahu, orang try to help him, literally try to help him. Does he
True.
become violent? Does he not become violent?
Because I always hear stories of people throwing themselves. Like macam tu lah, tengok video, dengar cerita, and I literally like listen to like a lot of stories yang ada orang terbaring di tengah jalan, ada baby di sering jalan, and they use these people for bait.
Yeah.
So that happened live in front of me. So saya macam, oh, it does exist.
Yeah.
Wow, excited sekejap. Terus yang, shit, it exists. Di Sabah, where you thought like everything is okay.
I know kalau kopi Sandakan malam you don't stop for anything ah.
Oh God.
Yeah.
We went to Lahadatu
Yeah.
and we saw girls, I think in their,
Teens?
no, 9, 10
fuck.
tahun.
Uh-huh.
They were in dresses, like makeup, heavily makeup, and they were stoned. Macam hisap gam gitulah. So saya macam, why does this feel weird? And dirang punya signal is not like the signal yang minta duit. And I realized they were prostitutes,
Oh man.
child prostitutes. It was, sakit hati lah tengok. And it happened like we were there for a recce to do a film. And bila nampak tu, we had questions lah. Like, kenapa ni barang jadi begini? Then a few nights after that, we went to see the gang from Borneo Komrat. And they explained lah, these are the products of macam PPRT housing projects. Like, diorang bikin rumah and give to the poor.
Mm-hmm.
But the house is like 12 by 12. 12 by 12 feet. And the dapur di luar. And the building itself is just enough for X amount of people to sleep. Tapi yang tidur dalam tu 12 by 12 feet punya rumah 14 orang. And these are all adults. And the kids have to wait for their parents to habis tidur baru diorang boleh pergi tidur sana. So malam they have to like stay somewhere else lah. So when kids share rooms to sleep with their uncles, their grandfathers, things happen. And diorang macam, oh biasalah kalau begitu. Kalau diorang punya orang tu memang biasa jadi begini di sana. So they got familiar with sexual connections, sexual experiences in a very unnatural way, and it was normalized. It's normalized. So prostitution comes second lah. Lepas tu dirang start doing it as a business. So Yeah, it's disgusting. It's sad. And bila kau nampak tu barang kan, like almost every corner di Lada tu macam sedih ni.
This was early pre-2004. So before 2004, pre-2004. I was doing construction work kan. So some of the contractors bawa jalan lah just to pusing-pusing to show us the other side of things in I think it was Sandakan. I can't remember it was Keninga or Sandakan. Most probably Sandakan. Pergilah di rumah-rumah ni kan. There's one guy sini kau tegur dia, kau limbas masuk. And then all the other rooms kau boleh pilih ni mana yang kau mau.
Shit.
Yeah.
Ada orang dalam?
Ada.
Babi setan.
Ada yang nampak tua, ada yang macam muda, ada yang kau nampak yang they're forced to be there, ada yang memang stone out of their minds. Ada yang
Ini like family ke apa?
I'm not sure. I didn't ask. I was too like at the moment like the fuck is this? I was like, how much is this? Is this what? How much? What? I don't remember how much.
How were you there in the first place?
Kan just kena bawa jalan. Cause I was doing work kan. So we were like pasang barang di sana kan. Then malam-malam the other contractors bawa jalan. They say you wanna see something. It's just they didn't indulge lah, but they knew the place. So it exists from back then lah.
Sial.
I think Kike pun ada. It's just I never saw it in Kike lah. Not never saw it. You kind of know, but you don't know. You know, because sini ada upscale sikit, not so ghetto.
I always in the previous episodes we always say that we only see a few frequencies of KK. Like it's the same spot, it's this spot. Tapi jam berapa it's a different
City.
business or city or what is the happening there.
KK, I would say this lah. From what I've seen and know and context and being in the industry and knowing the CD side of the construction world and the music industry. The pandemic changed a lot of businesses in KK. So a lot of these that used to have physical places, they don't need it anymore. They know you can do it online sudah. So tidak payah sudah physical kedai. Itu yang I have a feeling that's why Bandaran now is not like what it was before.
Meaning?
Like you don't see the prostitutions.
So now it's online.
Yeah.
Oh god.
Kau tak nampak sudah kan all the bapa-bapa wrong term lah, but you don't see them walking around like before bah.
Okay.
They're not as visible as it is before. They're still there. You just don't see them. And they do legit business tau. Clear, they talk about the transgender again. Like I spoke to some of them, they were like, said, cause some of them penari. Tanya lah, how do you guys do all this? We do a lot of private parties, a lot of corporate events bah. Or like they become like you know, like if you go to this grand party yang ada Carlsberg girls, so some of the girls are not girls. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. And they pay quite good lah per night. So that's why they do it, because it sustains them and everything.
I remember because during college days we go for, you know, these modeling studios. Kan they do open auditions.
Audition?
So kau boleh datang and you post dan gambar-gambar, you give your details.
Kau pergi?
Yeah.
What? Di mana? Wait, when was this? Wait. I want to know.
2002.
Di mana ini?
Manjalara ada, Kepong ada. It's all these
Semenanjung.
small studios bah.
Yeah.
So kalau they just open up, you might just get gigs bah.
Okay.
Like not TV, not
Ads lah, like whatever lah.
yeah, kadang-kadang macam they need guys to bring Mattel pergi pub. Yeah, those kind of things lah.
Same jobs lah.
Yeah. So we found out yang iklan Pantene time tu, dia punya model is a guy. So dia punya rambut memang original rambut dia, and he's a cross dresser.
Okay.
So dia orang kasih stylize lah, kasih nampak macam perempuan, kasih makeup apa semua. So dia mandi, so senang lah mau video.
Yeah.
So I was like, wow, all this while yang kau bertrip, yang tengok iklan yang seksi. I mean, yeah, that's just the way it is.
And I heard stories is the after parties happen a lot with non-Sabahans coming into Sabah for work or business work lah kan, work related stuff. They're the ones that look for them for post after parties. Yeah, after parties lah betul pun after parties.
We listen but we don't judge.
Yeah. Because like they're asking lah, how do you guys maintain to stay in the city, sewa begini punya tempat? And they're quite open lah, like just begini dan this how much we charge. So boleh lah. Then kadang-kadang kalau rajin banyak duit lah, kalau tidak cukup cover lah. I'm like, yeah, what?
I guess.
Yeah. I can tell you more stuff off camera, but yeah. Lots of stories.
Let's interact. Give us a comment. Kalau kamu dari KK, or if these road scammers happen to you in where you are living, KL ka, Labuan ka, Sarawak ka.
Kau kena scam orang tua kah, orang muda kah, laki kah, perempuan kah, siapa-siapa aja. Kau pernah scam orang pun kasih tahu aja. Let us know.
One last story. My mom kena scam di Keningau by orang Keningau juga.
Okay.
So dia cakapkan, kami dari balai polis, dia bilang kan. Kau si Anu bahkan ketua kampung di sana begini. Bilang, oh ya. Begini bilang. Ada bah ni chainsaw 4 biji bilang kan. Mungkin kau boleh pakai lang. Kau datang ambil lang. Tapi kau belilah kami kredit bilang. Credit phone. So my mom pergi beli ni. Pergi beli credit phone, dia hantar pergi these numbers. Terus dia pergi balai. Mau ambil chainsaw konon. Habis dia bilang kan, macam saya kenal bah suara tu, itu orang tu. Dia bilang kan, macam saya punya kawan. Dia bilang. Terus saya tanya lah, yang kau punya kawan tu polis kah? Bukan. Jadi kenapa kau mau percaya? Terus dia macam, oh ya kan?
Kasihan. I think that level of trust.
Ya, 200 ini dah habis. Beli kredit untuk 4 phone.
RM50 satu. Well, for 4 chainsaws.
Terus dia kau buat apa sama chainsaw?
I pernah termakan scam online. IG. Headphones. Earphones. I was like, I kind of knew it wasn't legit, but it's like at the same time, I want to find out. Terus sekali sampai tu barang saya sendiri ketawa. Tapi memang earphones lah, tapi yang paling bodoh ya earphone ni. I think I just threw it away because it was like really, really bad.
Drop a comment. Let's
Tell us your stories.
Yeah.
I want to know man, kalau kau pernah, especially yang pernah scam orang.
Oh ya.
Kau scam kawan kau kah apakah?
Ada satu yang ini dia mau cerita siapa lah kan. Yang dia baru balik dari Thailand, Myanmar, mana entah. So orang ingat dia pergi bercuti. Terus kau buat apa sah? Oh saya jadi scammer dia bilang. Terus yang kau scam orang. Ya, siap. Itu kerja saya lang. Terus dapat commission ni. Terus yang how do you live with yourself?
How big was his commission?
I don't know. Tapi macam he was kind of rescued.
It was a forced job.
Yeah.
Okay.
So macam halfway kasihan.
Yeah, a lot of it is you're in this call center and because sometimes you can hear the voice on the other side going through just a script. Like no, okay.
Okay, bye.
Ciao.
Terima kasih Egan. Ini Grace. Hati amat dari sini.
Yeah.
And this is the Sip Show.
Not the sofa sessions with Chris.
You'll see that
eventually.
Yeah.
Sometime this year.
Ada.
Thanks
You
for
can
tuning
see
in.
the previous episode.
Thank you for tuning in. Bye.